That he's here to answer the question with me. Right Honorable Speaker, the Asante Regional Council of State election began on the 11th of February 2025 at around 8 a.m. at the Regional Coordinating Council premises in Kumasi, which ended around 11:30 a.m. when sorting of ballots began. Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, when counting was about to begin, some observers standing by ran over the barricades and destroyed the ballots and other election materials. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Police has since launched an investigation into the disturbances. Footages of the incident have been obtained to assist in identifying the perpetrators who disrupted the process for their arrest and prosecution. Right Honorable Speaker, sequel to the investigation, the police administration accordingly adopted the following strategy to ensure a successful rerun of the election on the 17th February 2025. Change in the command structure, where the regional police commander himself was changed, and some other changes were made within the command to ensure strict compliance to election security protocol, including restricting access to the middle and inner perimeter to only Electoral Commission accredited personnel. The police administration has taken cue from the 11th February 2025 incident to ensure it does not reoccur in the future election. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any supplementary?
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Minister, in his answer, took the opportunity to introduce the new IGP. I want to congratulate him on his appointment. Suffice to state that in the statement from the Minister responsible for government communications, he told the country that the new IGP has spent 40 years in the service, 40 years as a police officer. So at the right time, we would calculate whether he entered at a 20, 19, or 18, his age and all. But he says, he stated publicly that the new IGP has spent 40 years in the service. That is just by the way.
Honorable Minority Leader, you have to ask a supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, I am congratulating him because this is the first time he's introducing him. And then he talked about 40 years in the service. So I'm only doing the mathematics. Whether the IGP is going to retire very soon or what. But, Mr. Speaker, that's beside the point. I want to ask the Minister, when should we expect this investigation to be completed, and when would the report be submitted for us to know? Because this is a serious matter of national importance. Tax overpowering police. And it's a good effort that you are investigating. But the question is, when are we expecting the investigation to be completed and the report be submitted?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as my colleague may know, I have given the police administration up to the end of this month to give me an update. But as to whether the investigation will be completed, like I said, they are looking at the footage and trying to identify the perpetrators, get them arrested and prosecuted. And as you may know, if you identify someone and you cannot find that person, how will you be able to say that at this particular date I can finish? But the update, I'm sure, they will give me periodic updates, and at the end of this month, I expect an update from the police administration on how far they've gone with the investigation and whether they've been able to make some arrests, and if they have, what they are doing. So surely when I get those updates and you are interested, why not? I'll let you know. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, we were told of some initial arrests the media reported of some initial arrests. And these thugs interrupted the proceedings in a broad daylight. In a broad daylight. And we're told of some initial arrests. Can the minister tell us the status of prosecution of those who were initially arrested? The incident having taken place in a broad daylight.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the leader is telling me, the minority leader is telling me there was some arrest. My report doesn't indicate so. So I'll find out from the police, because what the media reports may be different from what the police report. So I'll cross-check from the police whether truly on that said day there were some arrests. But what they told me was that they are reviewing the CCTV footage, and they will be able to identify the people, because like you rightly said, it's a daylight thing, so you'll be able to identify who first jumped over the barricade and all that. Then they'll pick it from there. But the information to me hasn't indicated that there was any arrest on that day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the respected minister who also once served in leadership of this House is telling us that those thugs are being pursued. May I know from him whether he's committed into telling this House that should these thugs be found to be partisan activists, he will still pursue them irrespective.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I treat crime as crime. And as he rightly knows, crime has no color. And definitely, once you commit a crime, it does not really matter which party or which tribe or which religion or which group you come from. Once you commit a crime, crime has been committed. And I can assure him that once crime is committed, I will support the police 100% to do the needful and make sure that the perpetrators are brought to book. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the minister again tells us that there were some changes in the command at the regional level because of such failings. Is he able to tell us whether, as a result, some disciplinary action is being taken, or, as has been the usual practice, these officers are only being reassigned to other units of within the police service?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, all the information the police gave me was that the command had to be changed because of the security breach. I want to find out from them whether what happened, the command structure that they are saying had been changed, requires that those officers that have been changed be punished. Because remember, they also have regulations that guide what they do and what constitutes a crime, what can institute a punishment or an inquiry on an officer. So I'll find out from them. But the information to me is that the command structure was changed to enable them have a different strategy for the re-election, which happened and it was very successful. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, finally on this matter, can the minister assure us that with the change in the command structure, the people of the Ashanti region should be assured of their peace?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm very sure the people of Ashanti, which I'm one, can be rest assured because the subsequent election proved that the changes was effective and we had a very peaceful election that produced a result that everybody was happy with. So I can assure him that, yes, the people of Ashanti, including myself, can be rest assured that the changes have brought more professionalism into the operations of the police. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.